basically Sissy Spacek and her husband, Jack Fisk, who was the director of Raggedy Man, they kind of acted as our guide into the business because we didn't know anything. And, Jack was editing Raggedy Man across the hall from Spielberg while he was working on the initial, rough of Poltergeist, I think it was at the time. And he had heard through the grapevine that Steven was looking for a kid for this upcoming film. And, he tossed my hat in the ring, put a clip together, and Universal was kind of behind the idea. So when I was doing ADR for Raggedy Man in 1981, I had an audition with Spielberg for E.T.
And your audition tape, if I recall, is in itself kind of iconic and probably one of the more famous audition tapes in Hollywood history. Where did that wellspring of passion and emotion that you brought to that audition come from? I mean, when you watch that tape, I mean, it's solid. I mean, it's very real. Like, you were Elliot already.
Yeah, thanks. I don't know. I guess I always had that kind of emotional depth as a kid. I don't know what it was from. Maybe it was from being alone in the middle of nowhere in Texas and pretending to be dead so that the buzzards would land near me and I could look at them, like that kind of thing. Maybe that's where it all comes from. I'm not sure.
Now, was that ad-libbed?
Yeah, that was an improv that you see on the YouTube audition. It's basically the tail end of the audition process, because they had given me a page of dialogue to read in this kind of mock scene that wasn't in E.T. at all, but it was just kind of this cobbled together scene so they could test the kid's range, I suppose. And anyway, I did a horrible reading, I felt. And so when you see me the first time I'm on camera in the audition, that's right after I've given this horrible reading, in my opinion. So I have this kind of downcast look on my face in the first place. And I had thought, well, I lost this part. I didn't read it very well. So I think that also helped spur on some of the emotional outpouring that happens in the latter half of the improv.